everyone, I'm Devlin Reiley, and this week on Reiley's Roundup, we have someone that when I met them, they inspired me to never let something get in the way of my future. So we have Dorante Rollins today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Devlin. It's an honor, joy, and a privilege just to be a part of this platform and what you built here, and I'm glad to join you today.
Hey, if there's someone that defines positivity, I feel like I think of you. Absolutely, just think of you. So we'll give everyone a little bit of history on how we met. So we met about 6 years ago. Actually, it was the summer 6 years ago.
Around this time.
Yeah, you were graduated high school, and you were on your way to play football at
Ferrum College.
Ferrum.
Yeah.
And, there was a tragic accident that happened.
An event, yeah.
Would you maybe feel comfortable talking about it? Okay.
Yeah, so I remember the day that we actually got to meet. It was at VCU Medical Center. It was halfway, partially through my rehab.
Yep.
And it's just you presented me with a lot of knowledge and information about the support that was back home, and I just wasn't aware, and it was definitely something that was a motivating factor to kind of continue on with what I had in my mind and my vision for what the circumstance was, and how I could better it to work with what I was dealt, the cards that I was dealt.
Right. And so I know it could be hard, and you're also very modest, but you were on your way to actually sign papers for Ferrum because you were about to play football.
Yeah. So I remember, I can remember that day like it was yesterday, and my mom probably can recant it as well. But just traveling, just the night before working a long shift at Kingston Man, and trying to get on the road that morning and heading to Ferrum. And I can remember one instance. I don't know if it's important to know, but we stopped at a Chick-fil-A or McDonald's, and they didn't have breakfast chicken breakfast McChicken sandwiches. Yeah. And we stopped, and so it was kind of odd. But then I got back on the road, and it's kind of like the last part that I remember from that day. And then just woke up it was maybe 3 days later in the hospital, and just attached a lot of attachments to me, neck brace, a lot of IVs running through my arms.
So what happened?
In the hospital. What happened? So, well, to my knowledge, I fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
And, just went over to the left and then went over to the right, overcorrected, and then ended up in an embankment in the middle of the interstate on 81.
Yeah.
And it's just from that moment, that was what I was told. But just woke up in the hospital, but it was. When I woke up, it wasn't as if I was, alone. I still had my mom.
Right.
And I want to say, she stayed there. We just reflected on it the other day. She stayed. It was 43 days from the time she stayed at the hospital. Didn't go home at all. Just right beside me.
Moms are warriors for sure.
Yeah, and my mom's a soldier. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. You had a lot of injuries, but there was one that was pretty crucial.
Yeah, so I had sustained several injuries. Some of which they said that I may had not recovered as much, with a compression fracture, a skull, not a skull fracture, but a head injury. They said that a lot of that may have been limiting in what I would be able to do afterwards.
Right.
And I had to go. I said we're out here in Roanoke, but I had to go. I wanted to go home,
Yeah.
And I said within 3 days, I gave the nursing staff and the social work. I said I want to be back home where my family is, closer. They can come see me. And I gave them 3 days, and on that third day, that's when the social worker said VCU had accepted me, and I was able to go home. But the time that I spent at Roanoke Memorial, I had endless support from the college, my teammates, my coach Harper. I can name a few of my teammates.
Yeah. When you woke up from the hospital, tell us what went through your mind.
So in that current state, in my mind, when I was in Roanoke, because initially I was underage, I was only 17, so I was never told at that moment that the extent of my injuries, and in my mind I was ready. I was getting ready to rehab and be back on the field in August.
Yeah. So they didn't tell you yet that you were paralyzed.
They didn't tell me.
Okay.
A lot. I mean, They didn't tell me, and I wasn't actually told until I was sat down back at VCU, and I was told this is what the extent of the injuries were, and it was a somber, it was a really humbling moment just to kind of hear those words, and I think, and when I think and I reflect back on that moment, I can't remember the doctor specifically,
right?
But he told me, and it could have been a little bit of anger, a little bit of just why, why in that moment,
right?
But just
you're 17. You're
17,
a kid.
Yeah.
You're about to go play college football.
Yeah,
you know,
that was my entire goal.
Right.
Like that was my vehicle to college. Just because of a number of other things in my life. That was my vehicle to college, and it was very, very humbling. But in that moment, I was kind of stuck on that fact that, oh no, my life that I knew to this point may never regain that.
Right.
So it took me a portion of time to kind of just understand and digest it,
process
it, and in that moment, I was more focused on the limitations versus the opportunities that were to come.
Yeah.
And just from having that moment and just having the support that I always can speak to.
Yeah.
It showed me that it was more to life than just playing football, just going to college. I still made commitments in my life, and I said things out loud to people that mean a lot to me. So I had to uphold those commitments and those promises to those people, because I was able to break a generational curse. I've had family that have gone to college, but I was the first to finish college.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm so proud of that. But in a way that I know that was not done on my own, and those around me, family members especially, and teammates and just friends and family again, were the anchors that held me down and allowed me to go off and finish school and get to where I am today.
Everybody has support.
Yes.
Everybody does. People that don't deal with obstacles like you have. So having support isn't unique. I think finishing college, you did it in 3.5 years, and you have your master's degree.
Right.
Like that's mind blowing to me. And I know that when I went down and met you at MCV, I know at that point I met someone that was determined, and so in a matter of 3 days, I don't know how long you were down in Roanoke, but in a matter of those days you had already processed it and decided that it is not going to stop you. And you had said this to me before we started recording, but it would not define you. And it hasn't defined you, but man, has it made you such a powerful person. You are a powerful human being. So I just, I hope you know that. And, I've loved watching your story, and it's just so crazy to have met you when you were a kid, and now you're an adult. I've seen you have some fun here and there. I've seen some of your little college videos, and you still had fun, and you've always been happy. Yeah. And I know you know the times where you're sad and you're angry, but you're always happy and you're always like a shining light. And so you're now back in Caroline, right?
I am.
Yeah, so Caroline's so fortunate to have you as someone in the community, but you're working for Habitat for Humanity? Tell us more about that.
So yeah, I think what brought me back to Habitat, and I've met great people along the way, and Jason Tickle himself, who has invested a lot in me, and I always think about my return to Caroline as my return on investment. I always speak about that support, but it's an opportunity for me to come back and share my experience and knowledge with people in my community and people who are in the process of coming up and looking to begin themselves, establish themselves, and just connect people with the resources that I've come across and that have supported me throughout my journey recently.
What a blessing.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it back just a little bit, okay? There might be people out there listening that are facing adversity, or they're facing these obstacles, or they've had some type of life-altering event. And do you remember that aha, like that defining moment where you go, this is not going to stop me. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to make something amazing out of this. Do you remember that?
I think if it probably was a series of aha moments.
Yeah.
Just to think, just kind of processing it all, and then thinking, wow, anything that I desire is tangible. You know, it's not outside of my realm. You know, like I said, I still have a social life. I still go out. But I think you have to move. Like for me personally, it was moving past my individual sorrows and then kind of connecting it to those around me, and it was from the me to we moment. So it's just kind of like seeing how many people actually
believed in you,
and looked up to me. You know, like if you asked me that before that moment, I was just saying I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've actually like been able to use that moment, situation, circumstance to kind of reach others, and you know, and I can say it's exhausting to travel through life and people ask you questions that are not appropriate, rude at times, but you know, but it takes patience from me to kind of give an understanding to them, and share where I am, because a lot of people have they look in not disappointment, but they look in pity upon people with disabilities, you know, and it's not my people. Everyday people have disabilities.
Right.
My disability is just visual.
Right.
And it's just so obvious, you know.
Yeah.
But it's
an ability. Like you've turned it into something that has pushed you.
Right.
Is there anyone that inspires you?
I listen to Inky Johnson a lot.
Okay.
He has a very similar story. Played at Tennessee, University of Tennessee. He had an accident during a football game, in the middle of the game. He was a few games from going pro. And,
gosh.
And just I can connect to what he says and the power in his words, because I try to use words similar to him and help to navigate my situation based on, like, you know, the strength that he finds in himself and the people around him. So I think he's a very person to look up to.
No, absolutely. I guess it has to be somewhat calming to know that there are people that can understand, because every situation that we face, it's hard when people try to give you advice and try to comfort you when they haven't been through it. So do you see that that's something that is common, because he's kind of been through that situation, not just the accident, not just the injuries, but what he was striving for in life. Like he worked his entire life for this goal, and sometimes we find that our goals and our dreams may not be what we need. There's something even bigger, and I think that's what you've kind of started, is something bigger. I feel like you could be a role model to so many people. Well, you are a role model. I mean, I remember it had been a couple of years since we really got to see each other. You were in college, but I saw a post, and it literally just gave me some the wind back in my sail. You were pulling yourself up a tree. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was back at Ferrum. I had the opportunity with Ferrum Outdoors to just experience. And it's like I said, it goes back to what your mind thinks so small, but the possibilities are a lot wider than you know. You just have to put yourself in those situations to kind of experience it and grow. But yeah, I had that opportunity to do that, and like I said, I've taken that moment and gone on and tried new things. At first, I was asked to get involved with basketball. It took a while for me to even take that offer up. Yeah. But now I'm training and I work with.
What?
I try.
What are you doing?
I'm playing. Well, I play basketball with Sportable. Shout out to Forrest. I know he's gonna like this one. Forrest does a lot of work, and he got me on board to give basketball a try. Now I'm playing with these guys. A lot of them are older than me, but they whoop me too.
Oh, I bet you they whoop you. You got a nice jump shot?
I'm working on it, but I can't wait till we can get back in the gym together.
Where do y'all practice at?
We practice in Richmond. We have various courts that we travel to. And then when the season picks up, it's a lot larger than people know. They travel from like up New York, New Jersey, sometimes North Carolina.
Wow.
So I'm excited. I was.
I'm gonna come see your games.
You should.
I totally am. You got to tell me when.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
No airballing it though.
No.
So your arms have got to be strong.
Yeah.
You got some guns over there.
No, I'm not showing nothing else.
Yeah, we don't want to get kicked out. We don't want to get kicked out. So are you going to the gym? I mean, COVID's been just such an... So you finished your master's the last couple, 2 months ago? So how did that affect you? How did COVID affect your learning and finishing up your master's?
It definitely was challenging.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted to say a shout out to my macro class.
Yeah.
The group of ladies and young men.
Okay.
One individual, John.
Yeah.
And our little support that we kind of grew together through that experience.
Yeah.
So the social work program is kind of twofold. It's either you take a macro track or you take a clinical track. The macro track this year was a lot smaller. So approximately, I want to say 8 or 9 of us. So we built a little team camaraderie around each other and supported each other through the experience, because it was a challenge going from full time going to class and having an internship to kind of taking a step back and everything being online.
Right.
So it was another form of adversity, but we as a team we all made it through, and I'm proud of those people that I got to share that journey with.
What did you do to celebrate?
What did I do?
PG, but what'd you do?
That's another thing. I need to reward myself.
You do.
I need to reward myself. But I mean, I got a job, so I'm glad. That was great.
You need to reward yourself a couple times. Yeah. I mean, finishing school in 3.5 years, then getting your master's, and now having a job already. Hello.
Yeah, that was all a blessing. I haven't I have to think about. I've done small things, but I haven't taken the time to take a week off and just say, it's coming to us. It's needed. But we got a lot of work that we're doing.
Do you have anything in particular that you would like to do?
I got a good friend out in California, so I would love to see California.
So,
LA.
Have you flown?
I have not flown.
Are you scared to fly?
I'm not scared.
It's actually not that. It's fun.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I'm more intrigued about the process. Now that I have a wheelchair, I got to go through TSA. I got metal in my back. Are they gonna let me on a plane?
I get it. Yes, you just bring a doctor's note. Trust me. Trust me.
Are they gonna let me on a plane? What else? What are they gonna do?
We're gonna see you on Fox News. I just want to get to LA. So that's gonna happen. You're gonna get to LA in the next 6 months. We're making that now.
Yeah. If COVID takes a step back, I can go. I would have been on a plane next week.
All right.
If it wasn't for COVID.
Well, gosh. So tell us what we can expect from you. What are some dreams that you have? What are maybe in the next 5 years? Is there one thing in particular that you want to have done? Because if you say it, you're going to do it. I mean, you do everything that you say.
I want to get more comfortable with speaking, because you know what I'm saying. I feel like I can connect with a lot of people.
Yes. From
a lot of backgrounds, experiences. That's one. I want to in my career goals. I want to be a nonprofit executive, a CEO one day. So
anything in particular?
I haven't put my something related to housing. I found an interest in housing and bringing that opportunity to people who are otherwise excluded through my opportunities at Habitat.
Right.
I'm very excited about that. So that's 2 of my goals right there. I'm trying to think of a third one. I guess I want to be well traveled. I'm trying to think of some other things.
So you did that. You got your personal, and you got travel, all of that. So I think those are 3 really cool goals.
Yeah. So I might write a book one day.
You should write a book. I'm saying you've got a powerful story. It's a unique tool that, it can be a curse because you've had to go through something really bad, but it's also a blessing because it's a powerful tool you can use to connect to people and comfort people and, be someone that, I don't want to be drastic, but you could save someone's life.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm not just going to say as if I'm a savior or anything like that, but I can just share my adversity and hardship and how I had support that helped me overcome it in that moment.
That's amazing. Well, tell us more about Habitat. I know we kind of got cut off, so tell us more about what you're doing and what opportunities people have to help with the movement and the cause of what Habitat is all about.
So we're always looking for home buyers, anyone that's interested in purchasing their first home as a home buyer. We work with a variety of level of incomes. We work with, we try to bring in people who are deemed
Like lower income families?
Lower income. But I really hate how that sounds.
I know.
Because, we live in an area between D.C. and Richmond, and the median incomes are so high that if you think about it, a lot of people would qualify for lower income. But we have the self-help method, which we're allows us to build 5 homes per year. We're interested in going to 10 homes per year. We're in Caroline County, so that's a lot of growth for a small rural county. We work with people. We always say that I'm giving my spiel now, but credit is not a disqualifying factor. So don't think that if you're in a hard position now financially. We have the resources. We have a class that's going online September 2nd. I just picked the day. It's Wednesday. So
September 2nd, there's a financial class that's going online.
So,
okay.
So we're looking at what is credit, how to maintain credit. And how to improve your credit.
Where is this class being offered? Like, what website can someone go to if they want to take this class?
So, if you're interested, you can if you're on Facebook, you can go to our Facebook page and like our page.
Is that Habitat for Humanity Caroline?
Yes, okay. Habitat of Caroline.
Okay.
And the website is habitatofcaroline.org.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
But we're looking for people to join that class.
Yeah.
And like I said, credit is not a disqualifying factor.
Right.
But if you feel that you're not in a position to take on that, we have the class. I work one-on-one with people to improve their credit situations.
Because it can be easy people just don't understand.
Yes.
And I think monitoring your credit is so important. But I know you don't like to say lower income, but it sounds like for people that are in unique positions that normally would not get approved by banks or other mortgage lenders, that you try to work with them to give them an opportunity they wouldn't have.
Yes, so we use a really good mortgaging tool. It's called a 502 USDA direct loan.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a lot of the barriers. A barrier, for example, when you go to a bank, you need to have 3% down, or sometimes in some instances you need to have 20% down. It's a 0% down interest loan, 0% down
payment.
0% down loan. It's a very low interest loan. A lot of individuals, families qualify for a 1% interest loan, so that's the subsidy. But even if you don't qualify, the current interest rates are so low. It's at 2.5. Oh my
gosh,
currently.
I saw that. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So you make payments feasible for people to be able to own a home, because that's something that I think a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to have, but it's something that makes you feel good,
right.
You know?
And the home payments will never exceed 30% of your monthly income.
Really?
Yes. We always look at this as a wealth building opportunity, because studies have shown that families who own their homes, their children are more successful. They're able to go to college. They're able to go to trade school. They're able to take more risk on different things, and just pass down generational wealth to your family. And that's a big thing in today's society is establishing generational wealth. A lot of people, communities, cultures have been excluded from that. So bringing that opportunity to our community and getting people established for the future is something that I'm proud of.
You know, I'll give a little shout out. Have you ever heard of Hindsight? They're a nonprofit in Fredericksburg, and they work with individuals and families that are in a financial bind, and they try to help coach them out of their financial situation and get them into a better situation. So they do training, I believe, on their finances, on job opportunities, on trying to connect them with people that can help them with clothing. And Gerard Hines is the executive director, I believe, but he was on that committee that we were discussing about the young professionals. So I think that would be a great connection to have and really combine efforts with. But
I'm interested in getting his contact after this, and then after that, we love volunteers. Anyone, if you have any experience, we have if you go to our website, habitatofcaroline.org, you can find a volunteer link in the corner.
Okay.
And if we use Volunteer Up, if you can go down that list, and if you have any skills that could help us, they're listed on that. And even if you don't have any skills, you just want to come out and be help, just be a support.
Right.
We encourage your help. As we continue to build, we want to be able to bring the community into this
absolutely
this opportunity.
Well, I know I'm gonna go and see. I don't have many trades. Not that I can do a lot, okay? But carpentry and all that. So I'll go down and see.
The
And
value, and a lot of times, like I said, with our families, we use sweat equity, so they contribute.
they help.
Yes, they contribute.
Oh, that's so
cool.
cool.
The families contribute, so it's not a handout in any way. These are homeowners,
And they earn it.
yes, and they earn it, and they contribute 65% of the sweat equity. So, like I said, a lot of these families don't have any prior experience with construction or anything like that. But we have a full-time, very knowledgeable foreman who oversees the construction site. His name is Mac. He works with people and has patience, and they come away with a lot of understanding of how to do repairs on their own home. So if you want to come out and volunteer, and you could potentially pick up a skill that you can take back to your house or your home or whatnot, and use it.
I mean, I could definitely have an old farmhouse, so
Yeah.
I might steal some of your volunteers to come fix a few things.
Of course.
All right. Well, I don't know. I just think it's just quite an amazing and powerful story. Knowing you for the last, 6 years, watching you go through something traumatic, but you never stopped. And now you're giving back. You're going to dedicate your career path to helping other people, and I just think that's powerful. And so any way that I can help you or guide or be an asset, I'm totally there. I'll come and I'm going to volunteer, and I hope people that are out there listening will go to that link, see what they can do.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to leave people with? If you were to say one powerful statement that you felt got you through or helped you make that decision that you were not going to let this define you or stop you, what would it be?
That's a good question. I think it's.
Or how did you get there? How did you decide that this was not going to be the end of your story?
I think it was a lot of the conversations and the people around me, and just staying true to my commitments that I made prior. Because the real definition of commitment is staying true to what you said, even if the mood that you said it in has changed.
Yeah.
So it's
did yours change? Geez.
So I had everything that I wanted out in front of me. And I made a commitment to those around me. My word is my bond. Is all I have, and that's how I was raised. So staying committed to seeing those things through and finishing everything that I start.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you realize what a leader you are. Not everybody can decide to be a leader.
I'm still growing.
You're still growing, but you were born with something that other people don't possess and they'll never possess. So I hope you know that.
Thank you.
You're an amazing person.
I'm gracious. I appreciate it.
Well, was there anything else you want to go over?
No, I think it was. I want to say it was an honor and a privilege again, just to share this moment and just to kind of catch up on where what has changed, and the progress, the wins, the losses, the setbacks, and the many things that I've experienced over the years, and just having the opportunity to kind of return on the investment that people have put into me, and I might not remember everyone's name, but if we ever shared a moment, I'm always appreciative of that.
Well, you're going to come back in a couple months, and we're going to get an update on what's happened. Hopefully by then I've helped, nail a couple nails in. But thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. It's been it's been an honor for me. And this was Daronte Rollins today. I'm Devlin Reiley, and I'll be back next week for another Reiley's Roundup.